To Zimbabwe now and talk with Obert Masaraure. He is the national president of the Amalgamated Rural Teachers Union. A very good morning to you. Welcome to the program. And we do understand that in a statement, Human Rights Watch have said that President Emerson Mnangagwa's government has since the year 2017 committed serious human rights violations and have failed to implement lasting reforms. And moving on from 2017, let's understand what is the current crackdown all about against legitimate and peaceful activism, this all ahead of the summit coming up in August of this year. Good morning, welcome to the program.
Good morning. Thanks for having me. Greetings, viewers. Yeah, it is very unfortunate that the government of Emerson Mnangagwa is making its policy and made it so routine to go after the legitimate voices that try to hold their government accountable. It is a government that is known to be very corrupt. It is a government that is known to be persecuting all rights defenders in Zimbabwe. Now, if we go towards the SADC summit, which will be held in Zimbabwe, we have freedom of association and assembly being completely outlawed. We have citizens who are in pre-trial detention, 78 of them. They were arrested for simply gathering to commemorate the day of the African child on the 30th of June, and up to now, they still remain detained, being denied the bail. We have some citizens who were also arrested, 5 of them for meeting at a private residence. Those that they released earlier on bail. But what we are witnessing is a serious crackdown on citizens. We are witnessing the banning of freedom of association and assembly. No form of gathering is being allowed. Mnangagwa is well afraid because he doesn't trust the people meeting to discuss anything. And these things are getting worse as we go towards the SADC summit. The same SADC.
Okay. Obert, can I interrupt you there, please? Can you just move around slightly? You're breaking up, and also don't speak so close into the mouthpiece because you are sounding very muffled. So if you can just move around a little bit and not speak so close to the mouthpiece. Please continue.
Okay, is this better?
Yes, it sounds a little better. Let's just see if we can hear you. If there's still a problem, we'll ask you to perhaps reconnect. But let's just continue what you were saying, please.
Okay, thank you so much.
Oh, perfect. Perfect. Continue.
So now we also have a law that is being crafted as a private voluntary organization bill, which then seeks to give a legal framework for completely banning the participation of civil society, NGOs, in their work. So the PVO bill will give power to government to regulate how NGOs operate in Zimbabwe. It will give government power to deregister NGOs that are viewed to be working against the government. We have been working hard to try to resist the enactment of this law, but Mnangagwa's government seems to be trying to push this through. Now we will not have genuine civic society in Zimbabwe. They will only be registering organizations that are aligned to the regime of the day. And this is going to make things worse because the Zimbabwean economy has also been benefiting immensely from the contribution of non-governmental actors who have been participating in social service delivery, be it provision of health care, provision of education, among others. We also have almost 1 billion of the money that is circulating in our economy coming from non-governmental actors, traditional NGOs, among others. So if they are going to be deregistered because of this new law, some will obviously choose to withdraw. This is also going to have an impact on the economy. This is going to have an impact on the livelihoods of our people. But for Zimbabwe, it's always about power. The case that the people are going to organize outside the state is still created by the people. And yeah, this is where we are. We
Okay.
power preservation as the only priority of those in power.
Mnangagwa told a gathering of ZANU-PF members last month that he was, and I quote, he was aware of certain rogue elements within the nation who are peddling falsehoods and instigating acts of civil disorder. And this, of course, he goes on to say, especially before, during, and after regional and world stage events. He goes on to say that security agencies were on a high alert to decisively deal with the so-called rogue elements. And of course, this leads directly to those arrests that you were talking about of people from civil society organizations. I think 88 in the one instant, and then I think 18 one instant, and 5 other people that you were talking about. These are people we know about who have been arrested. What about those that we don't know about? So he goes on to say that criminal and opportunistic elements within the opposition, certain politicians, and some civil society organizations are attempting to incite disorder and discontent. We also know that Human Rights Watch are keeping a close eye on this situation. Are you hopeful with Human Rights Watch putting out statements in the public, not only in Zimbabwe, but all around the world, might just let the ZANU-PF government go a little easier on demonstrators and people that they have imprisoned?
Yeah, I think the contribution from the international community on the Zimbabwean agenda has always been our only hope. When Human Rights Watch says they're watching what is happening in Zimbabwe, we know the dictatorship wants to be violating people's rights in secrecy. They don't want the world to know. We always appreciate when the international community chooses to pay attention to what is happening in our small republic. But we know the ZANU-PF establishment is a criminal regime. It's a rogue regime. They don't really care at times. When they feel their power is threatened, they would do anything and everything to preserve their power. It's so shocking that you hear Emerson Mnangagwa describing ordinary citizens who are demanding accountability, who are demanding freedom and equality, describing them as criminals. The only criminals we know in Zimbabwe are the people who are in government, the people who are looting our resources and funding their executive luxuries ahead of food for the people in a context of drought, ahead of medicine for people, ahead of health, ahead of education for people. Those are the criminals. But they would want to characterize all those who tell them in their sense that you are failing to govern well. They want to characterize us as criminals. But it won't last long. The people will want to be able to organize themselves and flush out the criminals out of government. But yeah, we appreciate all the international support that we continue to receive from different facets. And this is really helped in a big way to maybe try to force the government of Emerson Mnangagwa to behave with some efficiency, even as we know that they are crooks and wrong and no respect for the rights of the people.
Sadly, we understand that Human Rights Watch and other organizations have reported numerous instances of the inability of the Zimbabwean judicial system to effectively provide remedies for alleged human rights violations. SADC member states, obviously people like yourself, is suggesting that the SADC member states should consider engaging the African human rights systems, such as the African Commission on Human and People's Rights, also the African Court on Human and People's Rights, to provide clarity on Zimbabwe's obligation to protect all human rights under conditions laid down by the African Charter on Human and People's Rights. Having said that, are you hopeful that SADC 16 members will meet on August the 17th in Harare and these issues will be raised and hopefully addressed?
Yeah, it's very true that our judiciary is not communicated, but it's not true that SADC can come and help us. We know that the SADC has proven beyond every reasonable doubt in the past that it is just a club for baddies who don't really call each other out when one of them violates their own rules. So we are not very much expecting anything from SADC. They will obviously need and enjoy themselves as friends. These are the states that we have each other's states. Our work is not in state institutions. We know these states and in SADC are being run by people who completely disregard the people. They can show different faces and different terms, but the underlying sector is that they always protect each other. Our work is people to power people solidarity. We are confident that all the people in Southern Africa, they are yet by dictatorship, they are yet by neoliberalism. They want a free and just Southern Africa, but they are not going to continue to divide them. So our work is the unification of the people, not we don't expect by solidarity from states of states. Most of them who obviously are not even popular with their own people, who also get into power through unquestioning, who also plan that the resources in their own countries. There is not much hope in that. It is a discredited body. The SADC in August 2023 made it clear that the Zimbabwe elections were rigged. But they continue to recognize Mnangagwa as president of Zimbabwe. Why do we have to place our hope in such a group?
Sadly, absolute power corrupts, absolutely. And this is something we see not only on the African continent, but we see this all around the world. The moment politicians come into power, they become corrupt overnight, greedy and very, very corrupt, sadly at the expense of the poor and the working class people. Obert, thank you for talking to us today. We do hope and pray that you guys will overcome. The story of Zimbabwe has been down in the history books for many, many years. And obviously, one does need to question ZANU PF and just how they have ruled so very badly over all of the years that they have been in power. So all I can say is good luck to one and all in Zimbabwe. It used to be the breadbasket of Africa, and look where it is now. What a sad end to a wonderful start. God bless, take care, and keep on fighting the good fight. Thank you for talking to us.
Thank you so much for having us. And we want to assure you and the rest of the world that Zimbabwe will rise again. It will not be long, and one day the people of Zimbabwe will
Obert Masaraure, National President of the Amalgamated Rural Teachers Union of Zimbabwe.